So this week's trios is one I thought I'd never do. It's not a note I generally love, and I have so few perfumes with it being a prominent note. But I've thought it was a niche I was actually struggling with, and I think I've got one I can get away with. Sometimes I do like it in fragrance. It can add a nice edge, a nice zesty touch. I prefer a more kind of rindy, zesty lemon than actual lemon juice and stuff. I don't really know. I don't have anything against it. I'm just, you know me, I'm not one for the fresher fragrances, and it tends to be quite a fleeting fleeting note, doesn't it? Because it tends to be at the very top. It doesn't run through it, but it does add. It can add a nice freshness, and of course. I'm not great at picking out specific citrus things, so I'll generally just say citrus. And me and Lizzie, Rose and Jones, tend to have a bit of a discussion about lemon and orange, which in reality don't smell the same, but in fragrance I think they can. I think sometimes it's really difficult to pick out certain things. I think grapefruit's quite distinctive. I think lime is very distinctive, but apart from that, they're a bit kind of sometimes mushed in, aren't they? And bergamot and is hard to pick out, citrone or whatever it's called, you know, and all that. So yeah. Anyway, let's just crack on. We know the format of these by now. First up is of course the indie one, and that is from Altivo, and that's called Citrus, which might be surprising to some, but it's primarily based all around citrus notes, and the lemon is quite prominent in this, and it does start off as quite a sharp lemon. There's no kind of detergent lemoniness about this. It's just quite sharp, like you're chewing on the zest rind, and that kind of runs through it, but switches more to the background. And in this is all the citruses, there's woods, blah blah blah, but also one of the main notes is champagne, and it has this kind of, I wouldn't call it bitter, but you know, like a champagne, because it's carbonated, has that kind of what's the word, it has a certain taste, doesn't it? There is a certain bitterness about it with the lemon. But the lemon is kind of like the zestiness brightens up a bit, sweetens up a bit, like it's on a cake or something. It doesn't smell cakey, and then it's like a fresh kind of champagne cocktail in the summer, and it's effervescent in it, and it's full of energy and that. And I really quite like. I was surprised how much I liked it actually. And again, I don't own many freshies, do I? So it's one I'm looking forward to wearing on a hot day and that. And that's basically it. It's obviously it sits over a kind of more vetiver base as the lemon dissipates a bit with the champagne, but it's still kind of, it's like vetiver dipped in these sorts of things. It's a lovely one. So that's Citrus from Altivo. For the niche, told you I was pushing it. I could have gone for one I didn't know very well. But what I do know very well is Moonlight in Heaven from Killian. Now, sometimes you'll get more of the grapefruit in the opening, and sometimes the lemon kind of comes through, and it does. This time it is adding a bit of bitterness in there, which is needed when it mixes with things like the coconut and the mango, and it adds that kind of freshness. And again, if you know this fragrance, it's so beautiful. It's got rice in it as well, and then it kind of becomes a kind of gentle, what the name implies, it's where it takes you to kind of this dark, sparkly, starry beach, you know, with a few cocktails out of a coconut shell and that. But the bitterness from the citrus does linger in the background, and I think if it wasn't there, this would be quite sickly. Now the coconut is more of like a coconut shell. It's not a creamy, suntanny coconut at all. And the citruses balance the mango. So again, it's not some ridiculously sweet one. And it's just another, again, fresh, vibrant, do not overspray it one for the summer. It's quite beautiful. It's one of the first ones I generally reach for when we get our one day of summer. So that's Moonlight in Heaven from Killian. And finally, the designer. Oh, I know I'm going to get people telling me off. Is this a designer, is it not? It kind of is now. It's not an independent brand anymore, is it? It's owned by LVMH, is it? So yeah, we know what's happening to this brand in the long term. It was good while we knew it, and we've all got fond memories, and it was a great brand. But Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal, the Eau de Toilette, which they both have the lemon in the start. I'm not sure. One of them might be labelled as orange. It smells of lemon, whatever. In the EDT, the lemon is warmer and richer, and the whole fragrance is warmer and richer than the Eau de Cologne, obviously. And it kind of, the lemon rind again sits over it all. And if you know this DNA, it's got that almondy feel. It's got the vanilla. It's got your Guerlain. It's got the woods and that. But something about this one, it becomes a little lemon sherbety as well. So it's just beautiful. And again, fresh, easy, recognisably Guerlain, obviously, and easy. And it used to be quite affordable. I do believe they brought the cologne back with a different name. The EDT, as far as I'm aware, still exists, and I don't own a bottle of it, but it is the one. If I see it, we'll pick it up because it's my favourite I've tried from them all. And there are some really good ones in that line. Anyway, I'm waffling on. L'Homme Ideal EDT from Guerlain. So yeah, that was just, as you can imagine, a hard one for me. But obviously I do need to do different sorts of notes sometimes. Can you hear me in this wind? Hang on. So yeah, we'll walk it down back into the forest to kind of hide from that wind a bit. I'll do it really quickly. What about yourselves? What's your favourite kind of lemon fragrance? What's your favourite citrus? Do you like citrus? Do you like lemon? Do you find it difficult to pick out lemon, bergamot, orange, that kind of thing in fragrances? Do you go for citrus mainly in the summer? There's loads of questions, don't know why every time, just, you know, a bit of engagement I suppose, innit? Alright folks, not my greatest, because again, not a note I particularly love loads, but that's my favourite lemons. Thanks folks, bye.